y'all, this is my video introduction to the informational books assignment for cyber winners and honors. The first two books I had read by the cyber award honors was the busy life of Apis mellifera. Basically, the book was about how this bee came about, and it's a queen bee. How she lives in the hive and she works every single day. She makes the honey. She makes the babies. She's always just 24 working, and all she ever wanted to do was fly. And she's just so frail and small that she's always 24 working that she couldn't really fly. She didn't have the energy until one day that their beehive got infiltrated by other hives, by other bees to take their honey out of their hive. And so once that started happening, she did all of that she can to protect her hive and started attacking them with her colony. And once that had happened, she actually got the full strength to be able to fall out of the hive and actually get her strength to get up and fly. And then once that had happened, all the rest of the other bees, of course, started following her because she's the queen. And once she was out, she just couldn't stop. She basically just needed to keep working until she died, basically. And that's where the story had ended. And then the second one that I had read was the giant squid. It was about just how this giant squid in the ocean is coming about to eat, and how it lives in the ocean. And one day, again, a barracuda infiltrates the this family of baby squid, and all with the giant squid, it tells them to leave, and all the squid start squirting their ink in the ocean for the barracuda not to be able to see them. And so once that had happened, she inked all the babies that inked, and so it cloaked the whole ocean, and every single one of the babies were able to swim away. But those books, they were interesting. The criteria that they meet was the excellent, engaging, and distinctive use of language. Of course, it was good language made in the book. I feel like it was engaging for kids, especially younger kids. It was pretty informational, especially at the end, how both books they would show like all the different limbs and the body parts of the animals, of the giant squid and the bee. And I felt like that was a pretty good distinctive aspect of the book to me, especially if I was a kid. It was a clear, accurate, and stimulating presentation of facts, concepts, and ideas, and etc. But then the second question is choose two read along books. So what the two that I chose was Let's Get a Pup by Bob Graham. And basically the book was about this little girl. She had a kitten that had passed away, and when the kitten was alive, it would sit at her feet and keep her feet warm. And so after of course, the kitten had died, her feet were getting cold. And she asked her parents if she could finally get a puppy. And they went to the shelter to get a puppy. And they seen all these different kinds of dogs until they found this one small, perfect dog. And as they were walking out, they seen another dog that was bigger than they would imagine that they would be able to get or afford or take care of. They didn't think they would be able to take care of the big dog. So they left that day with just a small dog. And when they left that day, the small dog was screaming and yelling all night because it needed a companion, because the girl couldn't sleep with the dog all night because they wanted to yell and cry. And now they knew that they needed to go back to the shelter and get the bigger dog to keep the smaller dog in check and also keep it company. And once they did that, it just set off a chain reaction, and of course it was love at first sight, with all of them loving each other, with everyone just falling into line and having a good life, with both of the dogs and the little girl and the mom and dad. And then the last book that I had read was the look a book. I love you like a pig by Mac Barnett. And this book was pretty good. I liked it. It was about this boy and a pig who traveled, I guess, the world, and they were figuring out um, all these different things and saying, like, I really do love you like a pig. I love you like a pig. Nothing else can change my feelings except I love you like a pig. Nothing, like nothing else. That's basically what I got from the book. And the information, the discuss, the reading and writing, like the differences that it would have, I feel like it would teach. Both of those books would teach mainly the I love you like a pig would mainly just show you that no matter what anyone says, I love you no matter what. And then I feel like the Let's Get a Pup one is probably, it's, I wouldn't say it's educational, but it's probably just beneficial of just keeping your mind open to all the different possibilities of maybe if you don't think you can take care of the big dog, you just still thug it out. Take him home and see what happens, and if things go sideways, take him right back. And then the final book that I had read was the George Washington's Teeth. That was a pretty funny book. It was about George Washington slowly losing his teeth as he was traveling the world over the ocean, and of course in the war, and he just started losing his teeth, and he didn't want to go to the dentist. He was scared that he had to get all his teeth pulled, and then one day all of his teeth actually fell out, and then he collected all the teeth that fell out, put them together, and put them in some type of dentures. And now he wasn't as self-conscious anymore as he was, knowing that all of his friends and family gonna see him without no teeth in his mouth, just straight gums. But then he put all the teeth together, put the dentures in, and then of course then he had a perfect smile. And that's how the book had ended. um I feel like it was, the material in the book was pretty, choose one. It is supplement a typical. I feel like it was a typical textbook information. I feel like it was a good book. Honestly, it was pretty grasping for especially like a young viewer. It's a pretty good book.